This video contains flashing images. Viewer discretion is advised.
An investigation is underway in Japan into why more than 600 children suffered from convulsions and vomiting after watching a television cartoon program. It's thought that bright flashing lights in the cartoon, Pocket Monsters, were to blame.
In 1997, during the broadcast of the 38th episode of the first season of the Pokemon anime in Japan, a visual effect of an explosion involving the screen flashing red and blue rapidly induced photosensitive epileptic seizures and sent 685 children to the hospital, with another 12,000 children reportedly experiencing symptoms in an incident referred to as the Pokemon shock. Pokemon and many other shows and movies were pulled off air while the production companies and broadcasters tried to figure out what to do. The offending episode was never aired again, and the next episode of Pokemon, episode 39, wasn't aired almost half a year later. I won't show you the offending scene as the original still causes me to get sick, but just imagine these two colors flashing between each other every frame.
楽しみにしているみんなにはちょっとがっかりさせてしまいましたが、私たちはどうしてこんなことが起きたのかわかるまでしばらく番組をお休みすることにしました。すぐに調査のチームを作って専門家の先生にお話を伺いながら原因や安心して見られるアニメの作り方について研究することにしたんです。
There was a huge investigation involving TV Tokyo, the government, and British and other international broadcasters. Many new rules were implemented and many anime were being taken off the air so that they could conform to these regulations. In the Japanese anime industry, we call those rules and regulations the Pokemon check. These guidelines might differ country to country, so be advised. The main rule relates to flashing images, especially with stills containing the color red and other strong contrasting colors. These images should not flicker faster for more than 3 times a second. So working with 24 frames per second video, that means an image must be exposed for at least 4 frames before changing. Flashing images where the colors do not strongly contrast, such as a dim lamp, are generally safe. And although it might look like we might be able to flash the images slower, such as 2 times a second, some broadcasters are not a big fan of this, so just keep flashing images at 3 times a second. The guidelines also state that the scene involving flashing images must be 2 seconds or shorter. So at 24 frames per second, that means 48 frames. In addition, the guidelines state that certain patterns such as stripes, swirls, and concentric circles must not take up a big part of the screen. Stripes can be especially dangerous, and in fact, stripes that are still are often more dangerous than those that are slowly moving. There are also other ways to seizure-proof your film. Let's take a look at some examples. Note that a lot of these are done before the guidelines were set and were quite experimental. While the infamous episode 38 of Pokemon never aired again, other episodes were edited to conform to the new rules. Here is episode 1, edited to reduce the effect of flashing images. As you can see, a lot of the flashing effects are just gone. Some of them are timed to match the new guideline of 3 flashes per second, while other scenes are double exposed to make the effect transparent and less noticeable. Here is the opening to Gao Gaigar, the Sunrise Mecha anime with one of the best opening themes. I apologize for the quality, as finding 1997 era homemade VHS recordings has not been easy. Scenes with flashes has the exposure of each flash extended, thus slowing them down, and with certain scenes the first and last frames of the scene are copied and are used in an after image effect to try and reduce the impact of rapidly changing colors. This is the opening from Gundam Wing, and I think many of you over a certain age will recognize this. So they use a process where multiple frames are rendered at once to create an afterimage effect to try and reduce movement. This is similar to what Gao Gaigar did, but at a way higher intensity. I think this is one of the more ugly ways to solve this issue. Here is a clip from Nadia, one of my favorite series, and man, they took the nuclear route. The layer with the flashing effect was straight up removed, and the camera shake was also removed. Certain scenes look like a still frame now. I think they took this too far, but it is one way to do it. Anyways, there are plenty of these, but we'll leave it here for today. Knowing how to do the Pokemon check is important for all animators and those who work with film. You might only use this knowledge once every 5 years or so, but I think it's important to keep this in the back of your head. Thanks guys, check out my Twitter. Big thanks to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon. Links are down below if you would like to help out the channel. Until next time.